Welcome to Art of the City, folks. It is a glorious day here, and I'm live streaming from San Diego, California. For those of you who've been tuning in regularly, I want you to know how much we appreciate it. We've been devoting this entire month to the cause of Native Americans. And this whole thing kicked off because this is normally the time as an art dealer. I would be in Santa Fe, New Mexico, shopping, looking for artists to bring into my gallery. And as many of you know, that is not happening this year because of COVID. So we've been having to do a workaround. And speaking of workarounds, we got onto the show a little bit late today because we have been doing workarounds with this incredible Native American duo that is going to be coming on here in just a minute to perform for you folks. This is a couple, a male and female. I don't think necessarily a couple, but they've been performing all over the country, and they are known as a alternative Native group, and you're going to love their music. So they're getting ready to come on live. Normally, as you know, when you watch the show, we do kind of an interview format. We're having a tough time with the technology today, folks. So we're going to go ahead and just let them come on live and perform for you. And then afterwards, we'll see if we can get technology to behave and we can ask them a few questions. So the name of the group is Sihasin, and they will be sharing hopefully a little bit about, without an interview style, about the name of their group and how they came upon that and what their message is. So let's see if we can bring them on to the stream here. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me there, but I think the folks can hear you on your end, and I'm going to go ahead and reduce my screen so you guys can go ahead and take the stage and play for all of the folks that are watching here today. Go ahead and bring me back on the screen. Folks, this is one of the things that, welcome to the new world, the world of COVID. And we are now streaming live, but unfortunately, sometimes the technology doesn't want to behave. Yesterday, when I was doing a run with them, we got connection, we were doing really great, and then it kind of jumped out. So while we're waiting, and I know that they're over there really wanting to perform for you folks, I just wanted to share a couple of really exciting things that are coming up. So the month is ending, and we are going to be moving on from Indian country into some other platforms. We have many really great artists coming up in October. So that's going to be very exciting for us. And it looks like we have sound.
I think, is there sound?
Yes, yes.
Good, okay.
Hooray. The gods have heard us.
I think that.
So before I lose you guys, I'm going to have my screen reduced, and I've already given a little bit of an intro, but maybe share a little bit about your name, make sure I pronounced it right, and share the meaning of it. And I'm going to just go ahead and give you the stage now.
Awesome. And Ruth-Ann, what I think what we can do is go back onto the phone, so that way we can hear you.
Okay.
We absolutely love to have dialogue. I've been in.
Switch out, Jeneda. It's good.
Well, before we lose you guys,
social distance.
It works.
Before we lose you guys, and since you can hear me, why don't we? I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the stage and maybe just share a little bit, even though it's a little bit different. It's not our regular interview style. Why don't you go ahead and just share a little bit about who you are, how you arrived at the name that you have chosen, and what you're all about with your music. And then we'll just go ahead and listen to your incredible sound coming live from Arizona.
Thank you. Yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, Ruth-Ann, for having us. And also, we want to thank everybody who's tuned in with us today. And thank you so much for letting us know that there was no audio. We are really enjoying the feedback in the chat. So thank you so much to Henry and Emery and Allison and Berta and Uncle Don. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, because we actually, I never thought that I would become a sound engineer or a videographer when I decided to play music. But you know, all of that has changed due to this pandemic. I think that as you know, Ruth-Ann, we've had to kind of find ways to continue our art. And that's, you know, and I think that's what makes it so interesting right now, that yes, we're having all of these technical issues, but I feel like that's part of the art. That's part of the transformation and the evolution of art, is that, you know, we're bringing you all here to our beautiful Hogan in Arizona because of these, you know, because of the technology. So who we are is, my name is Jeneda, Yate She'e Jeneda Benally, Yanishya, She'e Be'ez Lechi'i Nishne. I am of the Redcoat people, Nakai Jenea, Anani Twitchini Bashishin. I'm born for the Bitterwater people, Nakai Jenea, Dashanilla. My paternal grandparents are the Wandering people, Ado Polish Hoyegi Dashiche. And the ones that they call the Polish people are my maternal grandparents, Zitlejin de Nasha Ado Faek Quintana Asia Juan. So we are originally from Black Mesa, Arizona, on the Navajo Nation, but we reside currently under the shadow, which you can't see right now because of these glorious rain clouds, but the shadow of the Holy San Francisco Peaks, which is one of our sacred mountains. So who we are as Sihasin is, you know, I think we evolved in 2012. I know you focus a lot on the on artists that have had longevity in their career, and we're actually celebrating. I know you can't see Clayson's frame. Maybe if you come back here. See, now you're in frame. Okay, cool. All right. So we're socially distanced. Clayson's wife is a healthcare worker. She works in behavioral health.
None of that even matters.
Right. But it's important, yeah. So my brother and I, we started playing music when our instruments were bigger than we were, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that was your cue, Clayson.
Wait, you guys switch, tag team.
Okay, we're tag teaming. This is going to be like a tango. So we're going to move around. But yeah, we started playing.
I thought you were going to move.
Okay. We started playing music when our instruments were bigger than we were.
Hello. So
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us on. With our previous incarnation, we were Blackfire since 1989, and this would be our 30th year. and we went through a lot of transitions, many hardships. We were in the courts trying to protect our sacred mountain, and we had a lawsuit against the federal government on the NEPA issues, on National Environmental Policy Act, which today, I think a lot of that has been gutted. We used to have certain federal protections and oversight to ensure that our water, air, certain aspects of our environment were protected and for our children and our future generations. And politics are something that I don't think we necessarily wanted to go in the direction of. It wasn't that we wanted to be activists or people that were in the front lines. So we get all kinds of activity here. We get a whole farm. We get dogs, horses, sheep, cows, and our ranch dog is having some fun right now. But for us, politics was something that was deeply impacting us. It was something that affected our day-to-day existence. And coming from Black Mesa, where our family had been resisting relocation, forced relocation from the federal government and from the Hopi tribe, even our own Navajo Nation wasn't really supporting our people out on the land. We were kind of in this place, there's other regions, not just Black Mesa or Big Mountain, Cactus Valley, the forgotten people. You look at there's a whole swath of area that was kind of put in this stasis where they couldn't improve, a freeze, and we were caught in that area. So our family had to move. My dad needed to get work, and we came off the reservation, and it's a challenge. Living in a remote place, no running water, no electricity, and coming into northern Arizona, into Flagstaff, where you've experienced racism, you experience all the isms, and we learned at a young age that we had to combat these stereotypes. We had to combat, but our tools were with dance, with song. Our father was a traditional Navajo medicine practitioner. He is, and he's a dancer. He used to travel with the Buffalo Bills Wild West show, go to powwows, all forms of culture, and that's where we came into kind of, I think, learning how to use our voice, how to communicate, not just for entertainment or, felt like culture was a tool to combat racism. It's a tool to educate and empower and uplift and remind our own people who we are, our identity. So much had been lost, and we have this powerful connection with our father. So Sihasin, that word itself is more of a way of empowering and giving strength, not just to our people here in our communities on the reservation in Jeneda, but this is a word that it means hope, but it also, the idea of assurance. There's a whole philosophy of our thoughts, our planning, our life, and then the completion, Sihasin, is bringing all that with hope and knowing that no matter what challenges or adversities we have faced or where we come from, the struggles that we have, that's what gives us our strength, our power, and we can continue on our path and our journey in life. So there's a whole lot to how and where Sihasin as a band, came from, and a lot of it is from that struggle and from heartache and from suffering and losing in the courts and feeling that we had no voice or we weren't represented, and just up against a paramount system that views us as Indigenous people as, as the courts put it, in one of the court cases that the Navajo Nation had against the federal government, they basically said that our beliefs, our subjective beliefs, our culture, our, some people would say religion, but our lifestyle, everything that we have as, not just as Navajo, but all the 560 or 70 plus federally recognized tribes, that we are only subjective beliefs. We're not represented. We don't have, yeah. in that process, understanding, for me, this mountain, it gave me my strength, it gave me my voice, and we fought to protect it. And here they went ahead and bulldozed uprooted beautiful old growth trees, destroyed the ecosystem, put in pipes, and then started, you know, the desecration and putting reclaimed wastewater, and they started that in 2012. And it, I know a lot of people know that phrase, water is life, water protectors, that was what our case was. It was on what happens if a child drinks reclaimed wastewater laden snow that's made on this sacred mountain for recreation. So that was part of our transition in moving from Blackfire and feeling that devastated loss. I remember my daughter actually asking me, when are we going to protect the peaks? That was our chant, that was our slogan, save the peaks, protect the peaks. And she was asking me, and she was no older than 3 or 4.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I really appreciate you sharing that and your passion, towards our people, and your willingness to put yourself out there. Both of you is really great. I really appreciate what you're saying.
It was hard, after we lost, they said, we're going to take everything in the depositions, and then all the way through that whole legal process, they tried to sue us and destroy our family. And years. And we're finally, I think, past that 7-year statute of limitations where we can finally speak again. It felt like it robbed us of our voice and took our power away in some forms. But that's where the music, the creative elements, and being able to voice ourselves in so many other ways, and uplift and empower, take a situation that was dehumanizing and degrading and just, raping our mother, that's so disrespectful. And, that's happening today, not just in our region, but throughout the world in so many different forms. So, I'm not an activist, I'm just a human, and I have a voice, and that's why, today I'm sporting my Every Native Vote Counts shirt, because you are important and we value you. And that's what Sihasin embodies and reflects, is that we want to uplift and continue to nurture not just our communities, our families. This is, once we educate and empower and give information, it's a tool, something that can be utilized.
I want to add to that really quick that
Thank you guys so much for sharing your history. I think a lot of people don't realize that the fight for Native sovereignty is not over, and it's something I think that all tribes continue to try to keep their land, keep their resources intact, and it's something that hasn't really changed a whole lot. It's changed somewhat, but thanks again for sharing that. Well, we would love to hear you play. So
I also, thank you. We want to play a song. I also want to just, say that it was also in our lawsuit a coalition of voices, of snowboarders, of skiers, of allies, of all colors, and and that's what's really important, is that unity. It's when we combine our voices together, when we see injustice, when we see somebody experiencing injustice, when we feel injustice, our voices together are so much stronger. And so
yes.
Sounds like you're either setting up Strong Together or Take a Stand. This is live, as you can tell. So
yeah.
going with the nature of
Well,
our story here.
So with the nature of the story, so this song kind of comes from that empowerment and that strength of unity and community. It's called Strong Together. And I hope you can hear everything. Can you still hear us? We can, we will, we are strong together. We can, we will, we are strong together.
I'm hoping that you can help us.
We will,
we are strong together. We can, we will, We are strong together. We can. We will. We are strong together. Na 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 na. It wasn't always nothing. Nothing ever seems like it's been forever. Since it all began, my hand extended beyond. We got way until you side beside it. We shadow the sun. We can. We will. We are strong together. We can. We will. We are strong together. The passion's not a weakness, not about you or me. A simple conversation. Let's cut the street. Is it fun happening? Nothing's as it seems when we stand together. We shadow the sun. We can. We will. We are strong together. 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 Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Loving, pushed out, dumped around and got shot down the lane. Pushed out, dumped around and got shot down the lane. Pushed out, dumped around and got shot together the lane. Pushed out, dumped around and got shot down. For all the people that cannot breathe. In this together. All right, Indian Market. We can. We will. We are strong together. 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 Strong together. Strong together. Strong together.
That was awesome. And that could be the theme song for what we need right now, probably more than ever. That we need to come together and be strong on a lot of different issues. And I loved what you were talking about before, just about the fact that we are coming together in these really difficult times, but we're also looking for opportunities to stand up for injustice. And that's who we should all be, Native or non-Native people coming together. That was really beautiful, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Our grandma, our relatives, our elders, they always had such a beautiful way of welcoming people. It's like you come into somebody's home, you always feed them, you know, acknowledge them. Obviously, we can't shake hands in this day and era at this moment, but it was always about acknowledgement and being in that circle where everybody was equal, essentially, you know, from elders to grandchildren. It was that continual circle. And there's so many beautiful teachings that I know culturally these are solutions and answers. And, you know, that's part of the reason why we try to incorporate a lot of our traditions into contemporary sounds. Because it's for us, you know, these are powerful solutions. Our father, he worked as a, you know, I guess one of the first traditional practitioners. Yeah, going back, what year did he start? He was a Hatauthli, a medicine man working in a Western hospital in Winslow, Arizona for over 19 years. And he had a huge with this particular program, and it actually spurred several other communities from Anchorage, Alaska, all the way throughout North America to give that I guess respect to our traditional teachings and allow that to be utilized in hospitals. So we're blessed that, you know, we had that kind of guidance and know that yes, our culture has these values. Actually, I know since we're talking about Indian market, this is one of my dad's pieces right here. He made this back in the 1950s, I believe. Here, this is one of my pieces that I made. But silversmith, you know, we're learning how to create and make something. You know, it's such a strong part of our tradition. Thinking about all the artists and people that are, you know, struggling at this moment. You know, this is where, you know, you think historically where Spider Woman gifted weaving, you know, for our people to help feed our families, you know, or all these different tools that we have. You know, there's so many beautiful stories and rich history that empowers us. It gives us the means to survive. So just thinking about how, like, we're blessed that we have instruments. We have, you know, I have the drum. That's my voice. That's on the bass, and we're able to just transmit that and focus. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of hardships, a lot of issues. Sometimes it feels easier to fight and combat something that is, you know, half a world away when we think of, you know, global warming or these issues that seem so overwhelming that one person couldn't fix it all. You know, that's where, you know, these remembrances of these tools of how do we work together, how do we heal.
With that said, I mean, I also want to invite people, you know, the listening and watching audience to support Indigenous artists. You know, there are so many ways you can do that. You can go onto websites with Indigenous musical artists. You can stream, you know, stream our music. YouTube, I think, has the best royalty rate right now. But you know, just stream music in the background. It helps. And I don't think that people understand that there's lots of free ways that you can help to support artists, and that's really important right now. We have so many great minds.
If you wonder why I'm not saying a lot, I'm really trying my very best to hear you guys, but I'm picking up every other word, and I think the audience can hear you perfectly fine. I think it's just the feed on our side.
Just take a check in the chat. And it looks like everybody can. So, okay, audio good now, and yay. Okay, awesome. Yeah, yeah. This is it's fun to play with you all like this. You know, I always feel like when we can look at situations in different ways. We have the same situation, and we can either look at them as being obstacles, or we can look at them as being challenges. And the difference is that when it's a challenge, we get to grow, we get to learn
Yes.
something. And when it's an obstacle, then we feel like we're boxed in. And, you know, I just want to say to everybody, there are no obstacles in this life. There are only challenges. And from that, we're all going to come out of this stronger. And I know that I also want to mention, I want to honor the fact that a lot of people are grieving right now too, and grieving family members, grieving what was normal, grieving their jobs, and grieving, being at art markets and such. But I just want to take a moment and give you my love. And
thank you so much for sharing that.
That through this, there's a lot of lessons, and in our Diné way, we have had a lot of, in our history, we've had a lot of monsters in our history that we've had to overcome. And I see this pandemic as being one of those monsters, that will go into our traditional histories, and we'll talk about how our people may have, will slay this monster, or we'll put this relative back to sleep. And so that way it doesn't continue to harm our people. So with that said, I'd like to play a song, if that's okay.
Great, thank you guys. And I don't think that you can hear me anymore.
Oh, we can.
But,
Yeah,
you can? Okay. Because I know I was having a tough time hearing you. So if I'm not commenting, it's because I'm straining I want to hear your words of wisdom and encouragement. And I was able to pick up on what, the gist of what you're saying. And I agree that I think one of the biggest challenges we all have right now is just being patient. And this is a perfect example of that today. But let's go ahead and have you guys take the stage again, because I'm really enjoying your music. And let's hear some more uplifting encouragement from your talent.
So this song is called Shine, and we have a music video that goes with it. It's actually on YouTube. We have an official Sihasin YouTube page. So we invite you all to subscribe to it, to like things, and yeah, come hang out with us.
Trying to find where I belong. Father sky awakens me. Feel the rays that make me strong. I wanna see you. I wanna see you shine. Broken wings learn to fly to the south, touch the sky. Perspective brings a better view. Who you are can't be denied. I wanna see you. I wanna see you. I wanna see you.
dark becomes the light. I wanna see you. I wanna see you. I wanna see
I hope that some of you were dancing with us.
Great. I love the music. I can hear the music. And that's what, that's what you guys came for. All of you viewers, is to hear this incredible talent. And I'm so grateful when the technology works, because I want to hear, the guests that come on the show as much as you do. So thank you guys so much. Really beautiful. Just really incredible. And that setting, it almost looks like you're on a set with the sky behind you. Really, wow, incredible.
This is our Sihasin Hawan stage right here. Welcome to our home.
I love it.
Yeah.
So tell the folks here, if they want to follow you, they want to support you, what is the best way to do that? Because I know that you folks, all of your gigs, the things that you had planned were completely shut down, like Indian Market, all of the artists, that have been on the show. I always want to let people know to support the arts, and what's the best way to support you folks?
Thank you for that so much. So people can check out our website. We have our music for sale for download on our website, along with our music videos. We have an email list. We have, we also have social media as well. We have a couple different platforms with Twitter. No, not Twitter. So embarrassing. Where are we? We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on our websites. And Clayson and I also have our own personal Facebook accounts as well. And subscribe, follow us, say hey, and also how you can support us is by taking care of yourselves. Like, take care of yourselves. Like, we love you, we need you, and we need to come out of this pandemic all together. We need to come out of it not with hate, not with intolerance, but we need to come out of it with love and compassion and respect. So part of supporting us is taking care of you.
Thank you for that good word. You're absolutely right. And wear your masks.
Wear your mask, social distance. Like, there's my brother. Where is he? He's back there. And and look out for each other, as well. It's so important. Like, we even as we go through the ebbs and the flows of this pandemic and where the hot spots are. Navajo Nation has been hotspot for so long that as we go through these ebbs and flows, we have to not let our guard down, and we have to be mindful that by not wearing your mask in a public place, you're not just affecting that person particularly, but you're affecting whomever they come in contact with. And that is really important. And so, and I really want to thank all of the essential workers who are out there, especially the truck drivers who have been holding down ground for folks as well. And I know Clayton wants to say something, so we're gonna switch sides because this is how technology is. And I think Berta, I think Berta just put something in the chat. So Berta Benally is our momager. And so she's our mom and our manager.
Okay, good.
All right.
Yeah, I was hoping, I don't know how we're doing on time. If we have time, maybe for at least one more song. There's a song that actually came from Indian Market in Santa Fe. And the way that it all transpired was Brianna the Pruitts was playing on the same stage. We were out there, and she was showcasing, representing Canyon Records, and she had such a beautiful voice. We were sharing the stage, and we just connected. And I know I'm throwing this on Jeneda kind of last minute. We were trying to figure out what songs we wanted to share and to play. I think we decided to allow, spirit just to kind of communicate and dictate, wherever the conversation goes, and we'll just pick songs that are close to the heart. But thinking about Santa Fe and Indian Market at this time, just hearing her voice echo throughout the plaza, she was such a radiant, beautiful individual. And she connected with my sister, and they started songwriting. And, she had been in a place where she was trying to continue her education. She wanted to further her education, and she started GoFundMe. Sorry. But it was a very. I'm going too far.
If you're going to go into the story, it's gonna be hard for me to even.
It's fine. I can hear parts of what you're saying, and I think the audience can hear everything. But if you have another song, we would absolutely love to hear it.
But sadly, she's not with us. She ended up.
Okay, I didn't get that part. That was a very important part I missed.
She ended up taking her life, and this is a song that Jeneda and Brianna were working on together. And when we went to the studio, she had a dream, and Brianna was saying, "All right, you got to finish the song, get it out there. Are you done with the song yet? Have you recorded it yet?" And this is Gentler Than Night.
Lay down your fire, breathe it to life. Let it make it right. It's gentler than night. Let it make it right. It's gentler than night. Let it make it right. Gentler than night. Lean on your heart. Lean on the wind. Lean on your day. Lean on. Gentler than night. Gentler than night. Let make it right. Gentler than night. Let make it right. Gentler than night. let him make you right. Just love and night, let him make you right. Mr. Love and Night, let him make you right. Mr. Love and Night, let him make you right. Mr. Love and Night, let him make you right.
Thank you guys so much. That was a beautiful song, and what a great tribute. I love that. And that's what this is all about, is bringing light onto the world. You folks are bringing your light into all of the viewers today, and you will continue to do that. And I think that it's just so great that you're, using your really kind of the traditions that have been passed on through the elders. I can see that in your music, and then you're bringing it into this modern space that we live in right now as Indigenous people and blessing the world. So thank you so much for being on the show today. And I really am going to look forward to when we can actually sit in a studio together and we can get everything dialed in and we can have more of a dialogue, because I have a lot of questions for you folks, but I'm having a hard time hearing you. But thanks again. Is anything you want to share with the audience before we end the show today?
Anything we want to share with the audience? Oh, sorry, I'm woman-splaining to my brother.
That's okay. No worries.
I just want to remind people that we're all in this together, and that our culture, our traditional roots, have always lived in harmony with the earth, and all these things that we're facing right now with climate change and all of these issues that we're facing, that there are traditional cultural solutions that exist. We've always lived in harmony with Nehema Nohostan, our beautiful Mother Earth, and that we have these modern tools, and these modern tools are awesome because we get to reach other people who may not,
Yes.
who may have forgotten their Indigenous roots here on our Mother Earth. And so, I hope that our music inspires you, inspires all of you to find your Indigenous roots. Like, we are all Indigenous to our Mama Earth, every single one of us. Doesn't matter where you're from in this world, you come from our Mama Earth, and your umbilical cord is directly tied to her heartbeat. And so I'd like to remind people to look back into your roots. I'm Indigenous to this area here, and perhaps people are Indigenous to different places in Europe and Africa and Asia, all throughout the world. But the fundamental teaching of all Indigenous cultures is basic, and that's respect. So
Yes.
I invite you, in fact, I implore you to reconnect with your Indigenous roots, not to appropriate another culture, but to appreciate another culture, and let the appreciation of other cultures help you find your way back to your Indigenous roots.
Well said.
All right.
Beautiful.
So it's gonna be my birthday soon, and I was thinking, wait. But I was thinking, if I had a birthday wish, I'm thinking about how, they say don't ever say your wish.
Can we say tomorrow is his birthday? Because tomorrow is his birthday.
Is it tomorrow?
All right. Happy birthday.
But I'm a drummer, and thinking about the balance that this holds. We have two separate voices on both sides, and they're holding each other together. They're intertwined. Our nation is divided, our people, and it seems like in order for people to communicate that we're in a place where everybody's plugging their ears, they're shutting each other out, they're shutting the world out, and refusing to listen or to acknowledge each other. So my wish, you know, I don't want to say it out loud, but, you know, just for people to listen, just to take the time to have that respect, just to, you might not agree with somebody else, but at least listen to what they're saying. So that way, maybe you can find, maybe that person is hurting. Maybe they're feeling that way for a reason. And how do we heal? How do we move forward? That's that starting point, is just being able to listen. So I'm so grateful
Agreed.
for you, and I hope that you could hear everything that we're sharing. Blessed to
Beautiful.
be here with you. Thank you.
Can we leave with a traditional song?
Well, thank you guys so much again for sharing your love and your passion and, of course, your talent with all of the viewers today. And please, folks, go to their social media site and follow them and support the arts. You know, that's what we're here for, is to lift each other up. And these folks really need that platform, and also share this with the people that are on your page, so that they can get more exposure and share their love and light with the world. So appreciate that, folks. Be blessed, and I'll look forward to having you on the show again soon.
Thank you. Thanks to all the people listening. Lawrence, Peterson, Uncle Don, Andreas. There's so many. We'll have to go back and read some of the comments and appreciate. Thank you for supporting artists, musicians. You know, we are strong together. So yeah.
Thank you, guys. Good words. I love it. So, folks, thank you for bearing with us. I got a little text saying we can hear the feed, so I think it was mostly on my end. But sometimes these things happen because the host needs to not say anything, because the guests have something very profound to say. And today I think that was the case. I'm going to look forward to actually going back and watching the show, because I did miss a lot of the dialogue, but I can tell that it was quite profound what this brother and sister had to give to us today. So keep watching Art of the City TV. It will be so nice when we're actually able to have these guests in the studio, and that we can get the sound all right and we can have dialogue. But until then, we're going to keep pushing through, and we are going to have a guest on tomorrow. We're going to change the time, and let me make sure I've got that right, till 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to accommodate this particular artist coming on. And this is Joel Raphael. You can look him up, very well-known musician. And then we're going to finish out the week on Friday, back to the fine art, back to the canvas, with Frank Buffalo Hyde, very well-known artist in Indian country. So thanks for watching today. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m., live streaming here from Art of the City. Have a great evening, folks.